Today's Mortal Kombat news is quite interesting. A long-rumored DLC character has just been revealed on purpose. That's right, and to make matters more curious, it was the 3D modeler himself who revealed the character, which is definitely a fascinating turn of events. However, unfortunately, this could mean the character was cancelled. And if that is in fact the case, what does it mean for the future of Mortal Kombat 4? Let's discuss all of that and more in today's video, because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel, so if you want to stay up to date, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like down below. It helps the channel out a ton. And without any further ado, let's begin. Starting off with the revealed DLC character Kung Jin. That's right, anyone who's been watching my channel for a while knows that Kung Jin has been rumored for many months now as an upcoming DLC character in Mortal Kombat 1, along with Jade, Cassie Cage, and a handful of other characters. However, nothing had been confirmed, but even so, there was plenty of evidence to point in the direction of Kung Jin being a future DLC character, which for me personally was fantastic news because I think Kung Jin deserves to be a fully playable character once again, since both he and Takeda missed out on Mortal Kombat 11. And to this day, I find that to be a massive injustice because we all know that Takeda and Kung Jin were more popular than Jackie Briggs, yet for some reason, she's the character that NetherRealm chose to put on the Mortal Kombat 11 roster. Now thankfully, fast forward and Takeda was put into Mortal Kombat 1, and I was hoping the same thing would happen with Kung Jin, but sadly, that doesn't appear to be the case. Instead, it looks like NetherRealm was planning to make Kung Jin a cameo character, and we know this because on ArtStation, the 3D modeler for the game himself posted Kung Jin's character model, which is already crazy. The official character modeler for Mortal Kombat 1 just put a future DLC character on the website for everybody to see, but also in the description itself, Kung Jin was listed as a cameo character. That's right, and this confirms that Kung Jin was at least planned to be a DLC character by NetherRealm, and it looks like they wanted him to be a cameo fighter. So at least that's one nice confirmation. We now know for a fact that Kung Jin at least was going to be a DLC. He's not confirmed as DLC yet, but he definitely was planned to be a DLC character in Mortal Kombat 1. So that's definitely cool, but here's where things get confusing. If you check the ArtStation page today, it no longer says cameo fighter. Instead, it says NPC. Yeah, that's right. And for anyone watching who doesn't know that acronym, it means non-playable character, plain and simple. So you have the main characters that players can actually use, and then you have everybody else, who's referred to as an NPC. And technically, Kung Jin was an NPC in the final chapter of Story Mode. He appears near the very top of the pyramid, along with Cassie Cage, Jackie Briggs, and Takeda himself. However, they're all wearing black and yellow instead of their traditional colors, which I think was done intentionally to let the players know that these are the evil Kombat kids, right? They're not the same characters from Mortal Kombat X. I definitely think that's the main reason why the developers made everybody black and yellow. When you see this version of Kung Jin, he definitely is an NPC, but here's where things keep getting interesting. If you go on ArtStation, that's not the colors Kung Jin is wearing. Instead of wearing black and yellow like the NPC version actually does, this model of Kung Jin is wearing his classic green and brown colors. Or in other words, this version of Kung Jin looks identical to the colors he wore in Mortal Kombat X, which is super interesting and raises a bunch of questions. If this really is meant to be the NPC version of Kung Jin, then why does he sport different colors? And more importantly, why does he sport the colors of Mortal Kombat X Kung Jin? If this character was only ever meant to be an NPC, then there would be no reason to give him these new sets of colors. NetherRealm definitely had him get these new colors because he was going to be a future DLC character. That is quite literally the only reason I can think of why Kung Jin has a completely new set of colors in this ArtStation version. Kung Jin was absolutely meant to be a future DLC character, and this lines up with the same theory I had in previous videos. Along with Takeda, Kung Jin is the only Kombat Kid member with a completely new look. If you look closely at Cassie Cage and Jackie Briggs, they're dressed very similar to past games, but not Takeda and not Kung Jin. Both of them look very different. And as a result, I theorized that Kung Jin was also going to be a DLC character in Mortal Kombat 1, and wouldn't you know it, I was right. At least at some point, Kung Jin was planned to be a DLC character. However, with all that being said, here comes the bad news. There is no way that NetherRealm NetherRealm would allow the 3D modeler to upload Kung Jin if he was still planned on being a DLC character. There is no universe where NetherRealm allows this to be the reveal for an upcoming character. There would definitely be a teaser or a gameplay trailer, something else that featured Kung Jin long before his character model was uploaded on ArtStation for everyone to see. Unfortunately, the only reason the NetherRealm would ever allow the 3D modeler to upload this character to his portfolio is because Kung Jin's DLC has been cancelled. In complete honesty, the only way that Kung Jin would still have a chance as a DLC character is if the ArtStation version was still wearing black and yellow, because that is the NPC version, but this is something different. This is completely new colors, and at one point, Kung Jin was even labeled as a cameo fighter. So when you add all this evidence together, Kung Jin is definitely cancelled, or at least most likely cancelled as a DLC character. I would say less than a 10% chance that he shows up, because unless this whole situation is some clever marketing scheme by NetherRealm to get everyone talking about Kung Jin early, which I seriously doubt that's the case, Kung Jin is not going to be in Mortal Kombat 1, at least not as a playable character. He shows up briefly in story mode, and I think that's all we're gonna get for Kung Jin in Mortal Kombat 1. But if you think I'm wrong or have any extra theories in the comments down below, please let me know. I want to know any and all of your theories about Kung Jin in Mortal Kombat 1. And while you're down there, also let me know if you want Kung Jin to be in the game. Would that have been cool to you, or do you think it would have been a wasted slot and you would prefer somebody else, like Serena or something? For me personally, I think Kung Jin would have been an awesome addition, not because he's popular, but because he is the underdog, and my channel name is quite literal. I'm always rooting for the underdog, the less popular characters. I want them to return. That's why I got so flipping excited when Pharah was added to Mortal Kombat 1. I can't believe that happened to this day. The Pharator fan club is so tiny, and yet we still got the character to return in Mortal Kombat 1. That's incredible. How lucky are we as Pharator fans? But I digress. Let me know any and all of your thoughts about this whole Kung Jin situation in the comments below, because like I say in all my videos, I love reading each and every comment. So grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. What does this whole situation mean about the future of Mortal Kombat 1? If Kung Jin really is cancelled, what does that mean for Kombat Pack 3? Is the entire thing getting cancelled as well? Because don't forget, a famous insider did say that many months ago. He claimed that Mortal Kombat 1 will not get any more DLC after the T1000. And since Kung Jin is now confirmed cancelled, that could be bad news for Kombat Pack 3. However, with all that being said, I honestly don't think that's what's gonna happen. Instead, I think it's more likely that NetherRealm plans to release less DLC characters than planned, but they're not stopping the DLC altogether. Or in other words, I do think more characters are coming after the T1000, just like Interloco and some other data miners have predicted. And that's mainly because there are files and data in the game that does suggest more characters could be on the way, and in fact, Interloco sounded very optimistic about more characters coming to the game, and I think even the Thinny is hopeful now too, whereas before he said nah, there's no more DLC coming, but now it seems like he thinks there is. So that's good news in my opinion. When the people who literally data mine the game are hopeful that more characters are coming and think it's likely, they're confident we're getting more DLC, I think that's definitely a good sign. As you all know, I try to remain optimistic on this topic, so I think it's possible that NetherRealm could release a small handful of characters instead of committing to another massive DLC bundle like Chaos Reigns. Because like one insider claimed, the bundle did undersell. I don't think it sold terribly, but it definitely did undersell and did not meet WB Games expectations, which is why some people theorize the DLC is cancelled, but I think it's more likely the DLC bundle is just going to be smaller. So instead of 6 characters, we're just gonna get 3 or something small like that. And when it comes to the story expansion, I think that sadly is most likely cancelled, but in the best case scenario, it could be sold as separate DLC instead of being bundled with all the characters. I think everybody behind that idea realizes what a dumb move that was. You always get more sales and make more money when you split up the bundles into separate packages. In fact, in my opinion, it should always be possible to buy the characters separately or the story mode separately. Even the costumes should be sold separately. Don't bundle them all together. Most people aren't made of money, especially gamers. Let's be real. A lot of gamers are on a budget and they don't want to drop $50 on a DLC bundle. They just don't. So that's why I do think that if more DLC is on the way, it's going to be sold separately, or it's going to be sold in a much smaller bundle, like maybe 3 playable characters. But one last time, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think is the future of Mortal Kombat 1? Do you think we're getting more characters after the T1000, or Is that gonna be it? Maybe just some cameo characters? Let me know any and all of your thoughts down below. Another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. Thanks for watching everyone, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, a like down below helps out a ton. And keep that combo going if you haven't already. Subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.